Hi, and welcome to the stream. This is my third time driving the Acela train. And I never drove it from the Sunnyside depot. Yeah, so I'm new on this one. Let's see if I can. What was this? Front headlight. Alright. Who's already on? Seems pretty straightforward. Up to New York Penn track 12. Alright. I probably forgot something. Feels like it was too easy. Probably. Alright. Maybe now better. Yeah. Not that that was very much harder, but that was interesting. From another cab. That was quite funny, actually. I didn't expect this camera to be in another cab. So we got dynamic weather on. Let's see if it changes and how much it changes. Yeah, so I had to move in the entire game to a different drive since my external USB drive tend to disconnect, once in a while, just randomly disconnect itself. And on the last stream I was in the middle of it and it just froze the whole game and nothing could be done. So I figured I better move it. So I did. I should not have games on that one, especially not games I stream. That's not a good idea. But yeah, it didn't disconnect for a while now, so I figured it was not an issue anymore. It did a lot of that when I had my previous graphics card. That one was in in urgent need of an overhaul, and it's overhauled now, but it's not in my computer anymore. I have a different one which also is overlooked. Oh, not overlooked. How do you say it? I changed pads and thermal paste and such. And after that, the USB issues kind of disappeared. It was not as frequent anyway. It was really not. So I figured it was no deal, no big deal to have that installed on that, but it was, obviously. I love the dash on this one. All panel configuration and design. I like it very much. I would like to have a little more view in the front, just this giant beam in the middle, which is probably needed. But yeah, so the ICE train, the German ICE train, doesn't have that big beam, so you have better visibility out of it. But I actually like this one better, even though the ICE has been my favorite ever since I was a kid. So that one always gonna be my favorite no matter what. But it's different driving it to actually be sitting inside. But I could not argue for which one looks better, really, the Acela or I think they look great, both of them. Cool trains, great designs. The French as well, the TGV, also looks great. Although I'm not very fond of the new Acela train that gonna replace these, or already did, I don't know. I just saw a couple of pictures, kind of looked like a duck or whatever. Just like the bullet trains. What's the name? Shinkansen in Tokyo, Japan. The old ones looked like airplanes, basically looked like airplane nose. It was more cool. So I don't like the new ones, even though they are probably more efficient. They are ugly. I don't know why I'm going this slow, probably because I'm talking. But it doesn't matter, we have like 15 minutes from now, 14, until we are going to leave. Is that Washington Station? New York Penn, sorry. Where's the headlights? Headlight full. Dim. There we go. Yeah, so I'm not familiar with the route. I'm not familiar with the train. I need the overlays for now, even though I don't like to have them. I think that is so far the only useful thing I've heard of TrainSimWorld 4 is that you're gonna have a mini HUD, or you know, smaller, because I touched the subject once, I know, at one of my streams, that they are just too big, and it would be nice to be if you could customize them, you know. You only need so much information and it doesn't have to take up half the screen or 1/3 or whatever. So they actually gonna change it, and that is good. I said I'm not gonna buy it. I still don't think I'm gonna buy it. And if I will buy it, it would be because the content is such that I would want it, like really want it. Otherwise I can't actually skip it. Wait for the next one because it's not gonna take long. But for them to tend to all the bugs, I don't believe they will ever. They don't freaking care. It fail. All right. Yeah, I still want to be on this train, so. And it's 10 minutes. Maybe that was not so smart of me. Maybe you can take a look around while we're waiting. Let's set full service or whatever. Handle off. Seems good enough. Neutral. There we go. Let's take a look. Look around. So this is the first thing I reacted to. The invisible wall. You can't really keep going. I don't know why that would be. That is just so freaking stupid. Bonk. And annoying. Same thing over here. Bonk. You can't even go around here, like, can you? Can I squeeze through? Please, I want to squeeze through. No. Stuff like that. But that's in every game, like when they do stuff like that. You can see it, but you can touch it. You can look, but never touch. It's like, why the hell not? I paid for it. No. Really cool picture. There we go. Oh. Cool. Do not enter. Of course I need to enter. Ooh, what is this? Healthy. Verbal announcement. Door cut out. This is active. Door open. Inhibit. Enable. Ooh. I'm not gonna. Or should I? What is this? I can't really see what it is. I don't know how to kneel or... Alright, from over here I can... No, I cannot. Okay. So, inconvenient. The letters are under. Alright, I'm gonna touch it. Gonna close the door, no? It's probably on this side, because there's another box on the other side. Hi, Eli. Just checking out the Acela train. Enable. How about disable? Probably ruined something and I'm not gonna be able to leave the station or whatever. Then we just reload the service, no problem. Oh no. Can't use the restroom. I can't get a cup. Okay. Why would I want one? Oh, beautiful. I haven't seen the interiors yet. This is my first time here. And seats, they look fairly used too, so it's not like a perfectly new train, but it's still very good. All in good shape. Very high detail. I like it. Let's see how much time we got. We got 10 minutes from now, so let's keep going. No one seems to be getting on board. Yeah, it is cool, Eli. Not in service? Ooh, did I forget something? I mean, nobody's boarding. They're probably gonna board, you know, probably 2 minutes before or whatever. Even though I opened the doors. Oh, here's one. Hello. Hi, sir. How you doing? Ooh, look creepy, man. Not to be rude, but those eyes. There's a fellow Acela train. What does it say? 2158. Not in service. Yeah, no train is in service, obviously. Acela Express to 2170. Yeah, that's my service. I remember that. So it makes sense. Ooh, nice. Really nice. Should not look too much too close, but it's nice. Those chairs were a little bit low poly. When everything looks so nice, why would you cheap out on, you know, a couple of chairs? Like, that's so weird to me. It would definitely be something that is, if I was the creator, I would not accept that. But it is what it is. Maybe they forgot, maybe they got some other assignment and just had to board, abandon. Oh, sorry about that. Oh Lord, nothing on the walls. It's a shiny train. What are you guys doing back here? Artificial idiots. Yeah, I think the Marker lights were lit. Hang on. What is going on here? Can we please close the door? Thank you. Yeah, those are lit. Let's get a buzz. Zzz. The third rail. I remember those from my time on the Stockholm subway train. I used to drive those, and yeah, you wanted to stay away from those rails. All right, all right, all right, Mr. Tailchase. You're more than welcome. We are leaving in yeah, 58. That's 6 minutes, 5.5. I just thought I should do something different today, and I also like passenger trains, but I'm a person of habits, and sometimes I just like to dedicate myself to something specific. So it's still here. I want to drive the freight trains, but I know you guys want to see something else than just one thing. I don't know that, but I think that is the case. So just trying to make different content since I like these ones as well. And sometimes I have periods of time I just drive passenger trains, and that's what I do. The lighting is really cool, really good. I think they changed the lighting in here too. Looks better. Everything looks better than in TSW3 TrainSimWorld 2. I haven't found anything to replace or repair or do anything. Like sometimes you find stuff to do. Not that it is your purpose, or maybe it's your reliability, I don't know, but I don't think so. I think they got specific employees for that. Is it something wrong with this train? Do you think it's ugly or dirty, or why are you just standing here? Is it the wrong train? Maybe it's the wrong train for you. Hey Vince, how are you doing? Excuse me, I have a message. Yeah, I got my sleep. Yes, I got 6 hours last night. Just 1 hour. I just woke up one time, so I can live with that. That's actually luxurious to just wake up once. That's I would call that luxury. Let's see. All right, we got 1.5 minutes. I'm kind of curious if they start to, board the train as the clock hits a certain. I don't know. So weird that they would just stand there. Very strange. I really like this train. I don't want them to retire it. Man, I saw a video of they retired the old cars, subway cars here in Stockholm, Sweden, and they, it was on a yard. They just cut it with a machine, just destroyed it, and it was my whole childhood basically, and many others. It's like nostalgia, and newer cars replacing newer trains, replacing them, and I'm pretty sure they're not gonna last as long as these did. So, yeah. All right. So, let's see. I believe they might board the train now. No, they don't. Oh well, it's not my problem. Then maybe they want to. They're gonna be on a different train. All right. Can I open this? Not from here, apparently, but I can open it from here. Yeah, I can. All right, wait until 12. That's now. Beep, beep, beep. Time for departure. All right. Let's what? Okay. That's probably not a very good thing to do down here, but I love the sound. This is one of the horns I like the best. Really sounds great. All right. Stop location 8.9 miles only. Newark Penn Track 3. Well, it's gonna take us 14 minutes to get there. 14 minutes. Ah! I got an itch. Itchy bitchy. Right. fast as normal, as usual. Yeah, so this is smooth ride. It's a valid question from Vince if I get my sleep last night, because I mentioned that these type of trains just makes me fall asleep if I'm just too exhausted and tired. It's such a smooth ride, and it's kind of hypnotizing, especially this one. Yeah, really, really nice, really nice. So I have plenty of routes maps and TrainSimWorld 3, TrainSimWorld 3. I don't feel obligated to have number 4, but like I said, if it's worth what you get, not really, but um, any changes I might consider it, but probably not. I'm probably not gonna buy it. Also, it depends on my wallet as well. But yeah, I have plenty of trains and I haven't used it. I mean, I started, I tried out a couple of tracks, couple of trains when they released it, and then I didn't buy many things. I actually did not. Some additional tracks I did buy, but not very much. I've been taking it easy with the train. I was kind of bummed out how they treat, us, the customers, and that they don't give a crap about their bugs and fixing things before they release new stuff. And that's just the way it goes with tough fail games. That's the way it goes. So I'm just gonna try to enjoy this, and it's okay. As I understand it, they don't even give any more support for these, if I'm not entirely wrong, but that makes sense. If you look at it, like every Train Sim World release is actually just a big update, basically, to a newer version, but they call it like a new game. Uh, they advertise it like a new game, all of that. So, but it's it's more up to you what kind of attitude you have about it in the end. It's your money, and if you don't want to put it on that, you don't. I mean, comes a point when you stop whining too, because yeah, it's definite. That's the way tough fail games operate, and someone else need to take the market. Some other game developer that is serious, have resources, have the money, and knows better, and taking their customers seriously. Then it's definitely gonna be the end of Dovetail, or at least Train Sim World. People are gonna desert it for sure. But yeah, it's it's many investments, many, and it's a lot of money. They making tons of money. It's kind of weird how they use their resources, I must say. All right, Tail Chase, welcome to a colorful fall New York. Oh boy, we're going too fast. You know, it's dangerous to get outside of. It's dangerous to be enjoying the train because you kind of need to focus if you don't know that. What was that? Okay, it was just temporary. It was probably the bridge. You can't just blast over it like a crazy person. It would not hold for all the trains blasting over it many times a day. That's a plane going to Newark or whatever. Right, we got 60 miles coming next, so don't have to push it too hard. Yeah, this is very relaxing. I find these express train the most relaxing because you can skip stations. It's just so what's the word? Satisfying to just, swoosh by some stations like that. RC engines? No, I did not know that. Used to use. Okay. No, you know a lot more about trains than I do. Please, sir, educate us. We'll have to learn about these tracks. I don't know any historical events or development. I don't know anything, but I'm eager to learn. Ah, my neck hurts. Darn it. Ah. Yeah. Oh boy, there it is. 1.1 mile. I don't even know the maximum speed of the Acela. I used to know stuff like that, but at some point I just stopped learning. Different gear ratio, so they could top out at 200 kilometers an hour instead of 160 as they do in Sweden. Yeah. This is not good. There. I just had a I don't know what to call it. Brain freeze. But it was more like I just lost the ability to operate the train. Alright, let's have a look-see. We got a few minutes here, so let's take a quick look around. I'm gonna leave this one open. What? Come on. There we go. Let's see if there's something we can do. Not really. Maybe something we can do down here. Maybe we can get stuck with the AIs. Oh man. Look at... Okay. So this is a one-way stair, or... Man, I can't even enter here. I'm not allowed. That's interesting. Impossible. Acela has top speed of 230. Thank you. So it's slightly faster than our snail, right? Slightly. Try a lot. Can I go up here? No, I cannot. No, you may not. I want to jump. I want to jump and look out. So, I forgot the name of the game, but I checked out a review the other day. It was a train simulator in Russia, the Trans-Siberian whatever line. Anyway, that was quite interesting. No, I don't want to give up control. I'm gonna try that one for sure. What is going on? Something happened with the mouse. Sorry. There we go. Just have to clean it. Yeah, so that one included like a survival. You need to survive on the line, so you need to learn how to drive this old train, and you need to have a weapon. You need to have, you know, against animals, big bears and whatnot. And you have to repair stuff on the train and such. And there's a signal system, there's everything. So that actually looked quite interesting to me. Trans-Siberia. And fairly good graphics too. And there you can move around a lot. So oh boy, that was not intended. There we go. Bang. All right. Now we got 14 miles to go. I don't know if it's the same game. They didn't mention anything about it, if it was multiplayer. If it is, that's even better. That would be so cool to actually do it. Yeah, so it's just, you know, in beta, and it's just uh, what's it called? Like a pre-release. It's not done yet. They haven't done the whole game yet. So the whole introduction is, yeah, it's basically an introduction. You can move a train back and forth a little bit, and that's about it. But you have to do all the other stuff. So get food and get weapons and stuff like that. So I actually forgot the name of this track, but this Acela, you can use it on two different tracks. A Boston Sprinter as well. So out of Boston. Boston. The thing I'm kind of disappointed at is the ICE 1. That is, it's only operational on one single map in this game, and I think it could be on two others because they have the ICE3s, but they don't include it. I don't know if, but I'm pretty sure they are running them on those two. So in reality, I don't know. Something is going on. I don't have power. Now I do. Alright. It's slippery. It's slippery, slippery, slippery. Tracks. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with the configuration of the stream. That I actually can get rid of Dovetail's washed out shitty picture and get it to look good, just with some, you know, settings, and get it to look sharper and get it to look more deep with shadow and lighting. The shadow part I managed to somewhat fix on my monitor, but I can't do anything about the lack of sharpness, so that's entirely for you guys. And for me when I'm watching my own stream, of course. If I do that, sometimes I do. Not the whole stream, but some parts of it. Alright, we got a little something coming. Alright, I thought we would have a red light after the yellow one, but it was a green. That is always good. We can check that. Let's see. We're going south. And we are, well, 1/3 of the line, maybe. Down to, we can check the real map, hopefully, with names. This is also such an interesting thing. They included the map with names, but the other one that's in the game, it doesn't have the names. Why on earth would you do anything like that? Like, I don't understand. They are so strange and backwards at Dovetail Games. So strange and backwards. Alright, so we are going down to Trenton. That was the name. Trenton. Still raining though. I'm trying to pick up speed, but it's really slippery. So every time I go up over 70. It starts, yeah. And we're almost there pretty soon, so I'd say the last part is the most. This is really limited, this part. It is. So you have to go down to 80 here. But further on we're gonna have really good speed, for sure. I think it's after Metro Park. I think I did a service when I didn't stop at Metro Park and just continued down to Trenton. So it was mostly driving the train without stopping. Oh boy, 25 frames per second. Oh, let's hop back in. That was really bad. So I don't know, it fluctuates so much. I had like 70, 80 at times, and now I'm down to 30, 41 frames per second. So all of a sudden my settings are not legit anymore. It's not not the right setting. Whatever. Not gonna change it. Most part of the track is not. It's basically this one, but on Boston, that one flows perfectly. And otherwise, I'm usually out in the desert or Cumberland Forest. Cumberland. Yeah, that's wrong. I forgot the name. 6.6 miles. Nice. I've driven that once. NEC, I think that's what it's called. I don't remember. It must be another train or something with the limitations, because I don't remember it going back and forth like this. 80, 110, back to 80, da da da. Did something with the I don't know what's making that sound. I have no clue. Oh, okay, it's my bells. I started out automatically with the train horn. Train whistle. I have a hard time calling them train whistles when they sound like that. This is so relaxing, isn't it? Just watching those colorful trees go by and enjoying the ride. 45 miles per hour coming up, but that's interesting. For yeah, it kind of changed the miles. I thought it was after the station. Now it's before the station. So, all right, let's break. Train horn, right? But I heard some people call them train whistles. For me, a whistle is definitely that old wheat wheat. We don't have as much excessive time on this one, so we basically should not go this slow, but I don't want to run through that 45 miles. Oh, I can't. I don't remember the word. Limit, 45 limit. Restriction. Can you hear me good, or should I turn down the volume? I mean, you can probably hear me pretty well right now in this train, but I don't know if the same deal with the freight trains, because they are much louder. I just noticed that when I watch my streams on my computer with my headset, it's totally fine. But when I watch it on my TV, I can barely hear myself speak. For some reason, it's something with the frequency on the television that makes my voice just disappear basically, and I'm just, bringing up the volume, but everything else goes up with it, so it doesn't help really. As real as possible. Sorry, you lost me there. Doing real, what? Train driving? I don't even have a signal system active. Like, it's there, but it's not active. So I don't have to. Yeah, okay, I gotcha. I know what you mean. You know what, man? Amtrak. I maybe that's where we are headed to with Statens Järnvägar, SJ. There are not one day when my daughter is not, you know, she's writing on her phone like, oh, there's gonna be late, there's gonna be cancellations. No, it's not coming in the trains. Like 3 trains in a row canceled, and that's on daily basis. And I was like thinking back in the days, in the 80s and 90s. Of course, in wintertime you could get delays and such, but it was a minor luxury to actually ride a train back then. It was not as crowded. There was plenty of trains. If I remember correctly, it was, if you compare it now. Now they are shorter. They are like cutting back on everything. Um, it's very unsettling, and I'm worried about this development. Or maybe, it's still, the after all the, COVID and everything, and they still hunting down drivers, so they need drivers, and they're not gonna be, you know, in service maybe next year. I don't know. So hopefully next year is gonna be better, but I have no information about that. Alright, let's lock the doors. Something is wrong. Let's try again. There we go. It is possible that I would get slightly lower frame rate because I'm using the track IR, but not by much, maybe 3 frames per second or so in worst case. Look at that. Look at him go. That was speed, my friends. That was speed. Oh no, that's SJ. Yeah. I don't know. No Malatoge. I don't think that is SJ. These are the gray ones. You know, the double decker, the bi-level trains. Kind of looks like a bulldog in the front. Not the prettiest train. A bulldog because it's missing the cowling in the middle, you know, because they don't bother putting it back since they decouple and couple new and, you know, making trains shorter and longer and whatnot, so they don't bother putting them back, and then it looks really ugly. And dirty. They got really dirty. They like, yeah, they are really saving their money. So I just thought if, you know, Japanese people would come and visit Sweden, I really hope they don't, you know, stumble across trains like that. And the timetable, oh my god, that would be like pure shame. Dishonor! You are not honoring the railway! It's all about honor. They are punctual for sure. And what year did they say they're gonna have unmanned subway trains in Stockholm? That's pretty soon, right? 2029 or 2028? Maybe 2025 even? The first ones? I don't know. I don't like it. I mean, they're just removing people from work. That's crazy. And society still expect us to work. But when AI gonna take over everything, who's gonna have to work? We're gonna come up with a different system. 30 miles to Trenton. This is gonna be fun. This is gonna be fun. And it started raining. That's kind of cozy, when you think. Sitting here in a warm train and just swooshing by. Raindrops on the window. Really nice. Swoosh. Swoosh. It's funny how I keep surprising myself. I never expected me to stream or even play TrainSimWorld since, you know, I was away for a while, more than a year, I think. Yeah, so I played the TrainSimWorld 3 when they released it for a couple of weeks. Then I was like, no, they didn't do anything I was hoping they would. Like, it was so clear to me. Like, no support for controls, no support for NVIDIA filters. Still these big overlays, which they're gonna change in the fourth. Number 4. All right, more power, more power. Focus, Danielson, focus. All right. Yeah, I mean, they are using the same tracks, right? MTR, so they're gonna make the other ones suffer if they can't, you know, do their shit right. Everyone else gonna suffer, so that makes sense. But there are really short trains, so it seems like the operator is trying to save maintenance money or whatever, because people are like packed. Like, there was one guy I was following my daughter up to the station on her first trip and waving her off. There was this one guy with these scooters, small scooters. I don't know if it's a scooter, but spark, a kick, whatever. Um, a kick, swoosh, yay! That's speed, boy, oh boy, oh boy. So yeah, he didn't fit. Of course he would not, because he takes like he takes up as much space as like 3 people with that two-wheeler. I don't know how he expected to fit, but he didn't. And they closed the doors, and he was so freaking mad. He was so upset. And he was face to face to the guy in the middle. It's like the tågvärd. What's that in English? I don't know. It's like the assistant guy in the middle of the train, popping his head out the little window, and he was like looking at him, and I can help you. I can open the doors. That's not on me. That's not my purpose. Opening doors. Like, yeah, he was like, yeah, sure. Uh, attendant, train attendant, something like that. 145 is the next. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Max effort, max effort. I want to go faster. I want to go faster. Yay! Yeehaw! Yeehaw! All right. Volume down. I'm gonna change to external view. That was well worth it. Well worth it. 147, 148. We are maxing out. I was actually up to 165 on this route. I think we should push it. Push it, push it, push it. Push it a little bit. Push it. I mean, at one point I'm gonna start the whole, safety system and everything. I don't know the name of it. I don't know the letters. It's a lot of letters to keep track on. Anyway, you know what I mean. And then the play is over. I'm gonna try to respect the 130, but until then, I'm gonna push it, push it, push it, push it. All right. Exterior view coming up. All right, time to slow down. I'm not gonna make it. 130. I don't think so. I'm gonna hit 145 marker until I'm done. Doesn't matter. "17 miles to go." This is fun. I love it. I love the speed. Still somewhat in my system to acknowledge all the beeps. It's a lot of them, especially on German trains. SIFA. I never use it. I'm like, what is it, like every 30 seconds? Or every second? I don't know. Every 2 minutes, something like that. It's often, anyway. Just to hit a button. It's crazy. It's not relaxing at all. So I always switch that off. But I have the other system on, so I need to acknowledge signals and maybe, speed changes and such. Speed change limitations. Speed limitation changes. Oh man. Yeah, we might take on Boston as well. Or going the other way maybe on this one. We'll see. We'll see what we do. Yeah, so I mentioned I like the interiors in this one. It's really nice. It's robust. It's not as light as in the ICE one. I am actually not so fond of the IC3. It's just after my time. It's too bubbly. It's too round. I'm not a fan of that. It don't have to be square, but it should have some form of shape, except for roundness. I mean, yeah, I like this one a lot. I like the Acela. It's a beautiful train. Oh boy. That was weird. 11 miles still. Are we going in circles? So one other thing I thought a lot of, like, very strange to me how they for some reason have the, how much distance is left is based on like a straight line. It's not based on the track. Why in God's name would that be relevant to have a straight line to your destination? It's not an airplane. The relevance is the tracks. So how much track is left? But it varies all the time. Sometimes it also moves upwards, like it's going to be more miles at one point when you're turning away from the point and then turn back. How is that relevant? That's so weird to me. That's a perfect example of how cockeyed they work on dovetail games. Or something is not right. It's so off with that studio. I have no clue because you never know. If it's people in the lead, people on the CEOs or whatever, or just pure incompetence. I don't know. And lack of interest. I don't know. It's just, ugh. The whole concept of do it. If you're gonna do it, not do it half-assed. Do it all the way. Go all the way. Make a great product. That's so rare nowadays, and this is worse than that. Really. And I need to mention it's got to be said that the reason for me being this upset about it all the time is because they have such a potential. I mean, look at this. This is great. It has a lot of potential. That's why I'm frustrated, because I see the potential and I see what they do with it. It's like, no, you have this kid on the yard that destroys everything, and you're gonna lend him your best toy. Uh, that's the same madness. It's like it's gonna be ruined. You're not gonna get it back in one piece, if you're gonna get it back. It's a strange reference, but anyway, that's what I could come up with right now. They have the power, Aiden. They don't use it right. They don't use it. They don't use the power. They misuse it. They abuse it. Abuse the power. and just milking money. And where do that money go? What happens to all of that money? I wish to know. As it appears, it doesn't go to fixing the broken stuff. Just to stuff that's gonna generate more money. For one main reason why I should not buy number 4 is to make a statement, and if many, you know, if enough people do the same statement, it's going to be noticeable on their numbers, you know, as they don't get as much support from the customers with money, because people are stepping down and not stepping away from the product because it's not good enough. That would be a good thing. And you know, I just wish that they got like a different leadership or whatever, something new, something fresh with better resources and whatnot, and just steps in. And what have you guys been doing all this time? What is this? Like, are you crazy? And yeah, one can only hope and dream, right? 2.4 miles. So funny, Mr. Tailchase, that you would suggest the very product I was ranting about the other day. You apparently missed that part. How about this? And he would send me a picture of the rail driver, the little child's toy, for excessive amount of money. I was like, you are kidding, right? That was kind of funny, actually. Yeah, if I could have it for free, or you know, the right amount of money, I would buy it, because I would rebuild it. Of course, I would rebuild it in a moment. I would get fairly big levers, perhaps, and some kind of metal. I'd probably have to go with aluminum or something light, because it would not bear the whole product. Is so plastic, so it needs to be something equally light, apparently. But size-wise, I would definitely change stuff on it. I would remove those speakers, or at least not use them. I would just chop the cord off. It might be good for, you know, weight reasons, but why on earth would you put speakers? It's the perfect 80s child's toy. Stuff you can find, you know, and you would sit on the carpet in the living room and play trains with. It's exactly the size, the flimsiness, the plasticness, everything is spot on an 80s toy. Like the premium child's toy, I might add, because it was with sound, mind you. It was built-in sound. So exactly, it just reminds me spot on of that. So it's so funny how they would be so serious about it and ask over $200 for it. It's like, wait, where do you guys come up with stuff like this? Oh man. Yeah, you did miss it, but you can rewatch it. It's up. It's available. Oh boy, I went too far with this. It's no problem. We're just gonna slide in, like they often do. That was actually pretty realistic, because that's what they do. They almost come to a full stop and they just slowly accessing the whole station platform. I don't know if I'm really ranting at this point. I've done it so many times, and it was, yeah, it was in ATS, I think. Most of the dovetail, sorry, dovetail rants when I accidentally touched the subject of what kind of simulators I'm using, and I slipped into the, you know, uh, oh yeah, we're starting to talk about the train sim, and that was it. It just got me started, like winding me up in a couple of seconds. Ah, yeah, I really upset with it. But that would not be enjoyable for me or anyone else if I just did that all the time. I don't think so. Not that I want to, but when I think of it, it's kind of winding me up again inside, like, amount of money you put into this because you have high hopes all the time. It's like they're pissing on you, basically. Return to free roam. Let's see if we can catch another train. Not gonna care about this one. I'm just gonna grab my bag. There we go. And there we go. That's it. Yeah. Gonna have to shut that window, you know. Apparently. I mean, there are get-arounds with some, separate coding. It's an application. If you have, for instance, if you have a Warthog, that's a throttle lever for flight simulator. If you have that one, there's a whole application, a whole program you can start and, program everything for every engine. And that works. But I don't have a Warthog for starters, and it's an expensive thing, but it's a solid thing. So it's fair enough. If I would come over one of those for a good price, I would definitely look more into it. Then you have, I think it was in TrainSimWorld 1, there was this guy coming up with something for the stuff that we have, um, the Logitech stuff, the Cytec Logitech throttle levers. And it was the same with that. And I actually tried it. I didn't get it to work, but that was probably because it was a second generation TrainSimWorld and it was not entirely, functional with it. That could have been a reason. But, you shouldn't have to do all this effort just to get something to work. There's a big market. There's a huge market with, throttle levers and whatnot. If you really would care about your crowd, you would support that. And I don't see any problem why they would not do it. Like, I really tried to come up with something using my imagination, and it can only be that one of these guys know the guy who is responsible for making these, rail driver units in the States, and they just come to a solid agreement, like a monopoly basically, because they are still in beta with that one. That is also interesting, still in beta. But it's actually working, so you can use that. So it would be kind of a big Hang on. Big project to make something yourself, even however you do it. If you buy that, you have to rebuild it so it feels more robust and more functional and, you know, better. If it's that's not that, if you want to do something else, then you have to download something. You need to program everything yourself. Like, yeah, of course I could do that, but doesn't make sense. New York on time, 12:59. Could be Acela. I don't know, but probably. Then again, someday I'm gonna drive this one, but I don't feel like driving it right now. It's like a control car unit. It's open here. Just gonna check what service it is. Commuter, cab car. Nah, not today. I haven't gone through. I mean, it's not rocket science, but nah. I will have a separate stream for that. Here it comes. Yeah, it's an Acela. You can tell it's an Acela. Just gonna stay away from the rain. Hopefully they don't close the door. I mean, there should be a signal, right? You can jump right off. Yeah, if you feel like checking that out, Mr. Tail Chase, about that joystick, feel free to do so. I would be ever so grateful, because I've been looking around and trying to, you know, find. It's not a lot out there. And most, if there is something, it's related to Train Sim World 1 or early versions of the game, which might still work somewhat, but nothing fresh really, except for the Warthog. I think that one is from Train Sim. That is for Train Sim 3, actually, if I remember correctly. But you will have to do the programming yourself, put everything in, and, you know, synchronize everything. I mean, I would do the work if I had a Warthog. I would definitely. It's quite an expensive unit to buy. I don't know the exact pricing, but I did check it up once, and I was like, nah. I already have two different flight controls. Like, I have the Cytec, Logitech yoke with the throttle, and then I have X52. The X52, I have that as well. So I have plenty of controls. The only thing I don't have is support from Dovetail, so, or from anyone else for that matter. Hello there, Missy. Can I take a seat? Thank you. All right. Let's see, what do we have here? Yeah, it's actually the same. Basically copied the one I set up in the last one. Maybe that's how it works. All right, it's time to leave. Time for departure. Dorana stays. Oh boy. I actually forgot something. That's better. Here we go. So yeah, the reverb, is that's what it called? Sound coming after the sound. I think that's usually what they mess up. What did I forget? Yeah. Oh boy. There we go. That's actually what I think they're messing up the most with the horns, and this one is perfect. I think it's solid, it sounds great, it sounds powerful, because that's what you want. That's what you want from a train horn. The other ones is most of them are jokes. So there may be maybe 2 or 3 decent ones, and this is the best so far. I think, in my opinion, this is the best. Yeah, I'm gonna check out the link for sure. I'm pretty sure there's some catch to it. I'm gonna stumble across, but yeah, I would definitely use my joystick. But that would be if I don't have to hold it, because it has a spring, so it will spring back. So I don't want to hold it constantly. But yeah, I would try. If that's the only solution to the problem, I would try. Also, check out my latest stream, the one that got interrupted just 1 hour. You don't have to check the whole stream, but let me know what you think about that livery on the freight train engine. I always forget the name of that one. It looks like an AC 4400, but it's not. It has a different name. It's slightly different on the inside. It's not even slightly, actually a lot. But I bought the Norfolk Southern. It was like a livery pack with all the old liveries from the history of Norfolk Southern and before. So actually, where it whole company came from. In a minute, it's called. I'm gonna check it. It's called Norfolk Southern Heritage Livery Collection add-on. And so far, I think they have 9 engines or liveries for that engine. So I have only tried one so far, but I think it looks great. Let me know what you think. Multiplayer would be so freaking cool on freight trains, because you have like the engineer and then the other guy. I don't know the definition of that one, but the other part who is responsible for the train itself, conductor, maybe. Anyway, so it would be so cool if you actually could do all of that like they do it in real life. That would be so freaking cool. Or you would have your own train and, you know, basically just chit chat over the radio, just in like in ATS, American Truck Sim. Just felt like it. No apparent reason, except for. So now this is the effect that is still there. Obviously, was a problem in all the former TrainSimWorld. As you see, it's pretty bright in here. Light is not lit, but I think we have sun in our rear, in our back. So for whatever reason, the roof and the solid wall behind us doesn't generate shadow in here. It just doesn't. When you have the sun in your back, basically. Let's check that. Yeah. So we got basically sun coming from up there. So I really hate it, and they haven't fixed it. It's still an issue. I believe it's fixable. They just don't give a crap. We know that already, many of us. But as soon as we're gonna turn, it's gonna disappear and fade back to the darker self, the darker. Yeah, it's really annoying. It's like degrading the whole game to be like a former version, whatever, of like Train Simulator 20 or 9, Train Simulator 1997. I don't know. Not really, but I'm just making jokes. Is it still raining or is it just me? Let's shut it off for a while and see what happens. There we go. Hi, Cole. It's train time. If you want to check my streams, I made a couple of, like, last couple of days. Feel free to do so. You love those trains, I know. I was doing Horseshoe Curve and Cajun Pass, Cajon, I can't pronounce it. KM Pass, KM Pass. Yeah. And third one, but that was not so much fun. Some kind of creek. I don't remember the name. Then I did Sherman Hill off stream, made a mess. I was just catching up too much speed with a 100 cars consist. I didn't really derail though, but it was close. I'm sure it was close. Yeah, that was in. That was off stream, of course. I would do all the mistakes off stream if I can. All right. Yeah, you should do that. You can check it out later if you want. Homework is important. All right. We're gonna go exterior, so you know. I warned you. It's more or less a straight line here. Straight line, straight line. "32 miles to go." 32 miles. Bam. There we go. Ah. Here comes exterior view. New York Penn. We're going all the way in. This is one of those services where you go all the way, just boom. Not even Newark. Nothing. Oh, that's Newark. Sorry about that. It's just New York. It's Newark. But there's one station less, at least, I think. Might be. We'll see. I'm not entirely sure. I'm not sure. Yeah. Yeah, might be. Or at least the one who actually... Oh no, you keep track of how many is watching. Don't do that. Or if you do, you can do that, but don't tell me. I actually thought that was a train on our track. I met a train the other day coming the other way, and I was almost 100% sure it was on my track. Even if it was a simulator, I was like, scared me a lot. This is kind of a cool view, right? Except for the frame rate, that's dropping like drastically right now. But it is what it is. I'm pretty sure at Fail they're like, either they gonna whine about the buildings not being correct enough, or they're gonna whine about bad performance. Why can't you have both? There are plenty of developers pulling that off pretty nicely. So why can't you guys do that? What what kind of problem is there? Really? Let me know. Let me hear. What game did you find? What game did you find? If it's not constant low frames, I don't really care that much. It's okay. I'd rather have that than reduced goodies, the visual goodies. And I think I actually tried to reduce the graphics at one point, and there was no, any remarkable improvement. So I'm thinking it's more like an optimization. I mean, you can go all the way down, but no, I'm not doing that. Like lower resolution, stuff like that. No, 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 no. 95 in 1.1 mile. Common hood. Common hood. All right. Survival builder. Oh, you can show me later. I want to check it out. I need relaxed. I need relaxed. Oh boy, sorry about that. I'm all over the cab here. This is the new chair. My butt hurts. The new chair. It's not new anymore, but oh boy. Sorry. I was tangled. Entanglement in my track IR cord. 1 in 10, whatever. I already missed it. Not a big deal. It would have been a big deal if I have everything activated and it would go in, emergency brake or whatever, full brake. Then it would be a big deal because I have to start over, I have to reset, it would take time, I would get late. I might get into that later, but for now I'm just after relaxing. Relaxy taxi. Relaxy train. Rainbow, the rainbow. It's like a type of survival builder, but really relaxed. I love that concept. I really love that concept. You lose your house after your dad dies, and you go to abandoned factory and meet other in the game same position. Okay, same position, and you build up a life together. Cool. It's a lot about survival. It's like people are manifesting what to come because everyone knows about it, but no one talks about it because it doesn't feel real. But it might be. If this continues, everything in society the way it does, the lack of quality, the lack of general care, um, both between people and relationship to what you do. If it's going to continue down this road, it's going to be like an accelerating effect. And yeah, stuff would fall apart. Whole infra freaking structures would fall apart because it's dependent of how people feel, how people are, how people work, how people care. When enough people stop caring for one another and for what they do, and it's going to be so bad quality that it's going to fall apart. And yeah, after regulations, it's going to fall apart anyway. And it just seems to me like everyone is kind of into these games, and no wonder. Because in the back of your heads, you know that that's where we're going. All the developers. We know it, but we don't know it, if you know what I mean. this thing. Yeah, it sounds interesting. I want to check it out. The game sounds really interesting. Didn't I? Cool. So people know. All all big change is kind of painful. That's like a natural law. And more people are involved, the more painful it gets. The change is big enough. It needs to be painful, I guess. So, what was that? When rock and roll came out, you know, people were devastated. Oh, they're gonna take our youth, and we're gonna use our kids, lose our kids, and you know, that was a big change for many. Just rock and roll, kind of, you know, music and the lifestyle around rock and roll, and yeah. So something good can come out of it in the end, but we don't know what that is and when that is and where it is and how it is. So yeah, sure. I would love that. Is it expensive? I'm kind of I, I'm not in a good place financially right now. Everything is relative. I've been worse, but I'm not in a good place when I can just throw money around me. Throw money around. I need to be really selective right now. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know why I'm going this slow. I just do. Sitting in my thoughts. And it's gonna be 80 miles an hour and 1.8 miles. So I think it's gonna be a big difference. But yeah, we're gonna we need to get there before 13:31. So I can see how being too slow is not a good thing here. Depart into Penn Station. Oh, I'm not sure I know what you mean. I'm not familiar with this area really. But there's a lot of things they could have done and they chose not to. I've heard many complaints, and that was after, way after I actually made my own complaints, and it was just good to know that were feeling, they felt the same way and about stuff, some of the same kind of stuff. I haven't heard anyone about, whining about controllers though. I have read a little that they've been, touching the subject, but not really in the same amount that it feels for me. For me, it feels radical. Like it's a big issue. But that's maybe because I've been not a train driver, but I've been driving a subway train, so I have some reference of how it feels and how it feels, versus sitting with a keyboard and tapping. The way I learned fly, that was in Flight Simulator 2004. It was back in that, it was an early version. And I learned, I did tap the keyboard all the time, trying to land a 747. I did good, eventually. But when I finally got myself the controller, it was like day and night. I was like, how could I accept, how could I live with, tapping the keyboard? So strange. Bam. That was not pleasant. That was not pleasant at all. That almost hurt. I think the rain has stopped actually. I hope it did. Yeah, I hear you. I hear you. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know why I'm doing it. It's still relaxing. It's still, I mean, you can learn the muscle memory, so it's doable. But I like the trains. I like the railways. Always loved that as a kid. And this is the best they got. I mean, I could go with, some older something, but still, this is the best graphics anyway. In the end, it's hard to compete with. And yeah, of course, because you had high hopes. You saw the um, potential the game had, and you swallowed the bait whole. You swallowed it, and you invested in it. Invested time. Invested, uh, you know, DLCs. It's a good thing that you actually can keep those. So that's why I'm saying they're not releasing a new game, even if it looks like it. They're just releasing an update, a fancy, glorified update. But they know that that was not possible. They need to include that. It's not. It would not work anyway. That would that would definitely be their death if they would have to, like, people would have to buy all the stuff again and again. That would never happen ever. So a little over the top, but here we are. And we are in time actually. I didn't expect us to be in time. We're in good time. Good time. Do 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 do. You probably know what song I was thinking of. Was it like Jackson or something? I need to take a short break. I will be back in a sec, in a minute or two.
Yeah. Let's do the last part in 1 minute. Yeah. No, I hit the wrong button. Typical. What? Okay, good. Yeah, New York Penn track. So there's one station we don't have to stop at, where we stop on our way to Trenton. Trenton. Stop signal. Where? At New York Penn. Hey Eli, welcome back. You're almost back in New York now. Are you done with what was it you were supposed to do? I don't remember, sorry. I just remember you had to go. Oh boy. What's That's not gonna happen. There we go. Jeez, I'm always pressing the wrong ones. Yeah, yellow means probably 45 or 35 or so. I don't remember. I think. He was complaining I was going too fast, so I missed something. Yeah, it's probably there. 45. There we go. 30. Okay. Now it's seriously. Maybe I should check that one instead. That's the one you need to acknowledge constantly. Zero. 45. Okay. There might come a time when I take this seriously and check it out. Trying to follow the rules. But it goes back and forth like crazy. How are we even able to follow that without... Oh, it's 60 again. Must mean like there's another train in front of me. It behaves like that. It behaves like it's something rolling in front of me. Let's just keep 45. Even if it's at 60 now, I'm gonna stay at 45. It's going back to 45. That zero is 125. Okie dokie. Let's see how it drops to 60 now. 45 even. Yeah, so the goal is to not use any of the HUDs and just go with knowledge of the track and the signals and the onboard system, whatever it's called, I don't know definition. Signal system, onboard signal system. Okay, let's gonna try out all the cams. It don't make sense right now. For one, I'm really curious about Keon Pass, if that magic horn, that's ridiculous stationary horns that you're passing, invisible train horns, that bug, if they removed it, solved it in TrainSimWorld 4, my guess it's no, but I'm still curious. I would be very positively surprised if they would actually do something about it. And other bugs as well. Other known bugs. Yep. Oh, way to close the track. Yeah, I know they are. I heard remarks about that as you come in here to the station, as you know, cars go through the pillars. And look at the, here's another one. Hang on. I'm gonna show you this. Here's another thing. You see this? How are you not paying attention to what you do? The product you're making. What is this? See this? Not by little. Yeah. Let's take a picture. All right. Gonna see if this one actually, we're going back down to the 13:59, 9 minutes, and that it doesn't say what service that is. It would be really nice to know that. Only way you can find out is actually abandoning the train. I'm not gonna wait 9 minutes for that. I'm just gonna end the stream here and see how this potential runs out in the sand. Let's get electrified. Yeah, so it's obvious it's this side of the, oh boy, of the platform, not the other side. So yeah, the platform needs to be moving to the right basically, and it will be fine. I don't know how you overlook stuff like that. The whole station in fact seems to be too far to the left. The whole frickin' building. Probably it. That's probably it. I have no clue how you overlook a thing like that. That's way beyond me. That's why we need fresh and new. Alright. Oh boy, what is going on? Okay. This actually looks really good. The sound is choppy and it repeats itself. It's, oh my god. All right. thank you guys and girls for watching, and hope to see you on the next one, whatever that might be. Bye for now.